The Obama administration imposed a temporary moratorium that halted oil and gas production offshore in the Gulf for a period of time after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. And then they came back with stricter regulation.
State and federal agencies known as the Natural Resource Damage Assessment Trustees, or NRDA for short. Their role was to assess the damage caused by the BP spill and find ways to hold BP accountable.
BP agreed shortly after the spill in 2010 to provide up to $1 billion for what was called early restoration. And that was sort of a down payment on their broader liability.
The trustees assessed Texas Gulf Coast damages to sea turtles, orcheries, marine animals, and recreational uses as a result of the spill. In July 2015, BP agreed to finalize the settlement by paying Gulf states together $18.7 billion. However, after making some recalculations, the Justice Department announced a new final settlement in October.
Today, I am pleased to announce that we have secured a historic resolution of our pending claims against BP, totaling more than $20 billion.
Texas will receive more than $800 million. The money Texas received breaks down like this: $430 million to resolve Clean Water Act penalties, $238 million to the Natural Resource Damage Assessment, and $150 million to resolve Gulf State personal and business-related economic claims.
The Kemp's Ridley is the smallest and rarest, most endangered of all the different sea turtle species that occur in the Gulf of Mexico. And Texas has got the primary nesting beaches for the Kemp's Ridley in the United States.
All did affect us, but not to the magnitude of the other Gulf states. Specific to the upper Texas coast, the NRDA did find 5 different species of sea turtles affected by the spill.
Because Texas is an important state for nesting beaches for the Kemp's Ridley, there's a very important and large-scale sea turtle restoration project that's being funded with money from the BP spill restoration effort.
Sea turtles weren't the only Texas species affected by the spill.
They're important game fish, commercially important species that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Those were all affected by the spill.
The settlement money is going towards restoration projects for the Texas coast. The biggest of these in the crossroads is the Powderhorn Ranch in Port O'Connor.
The Powderhorn Ranch, 17,000 acres of coastal prairies, wetlands, oak trees, right on Matagorda Bay. It is an absolute jewel of coastal ecology.
National Fish and Wildlife Foundation is currently providing the funding for the Powderhorn Ranch. In 2016, Texas Parks and Wildlife will assume the rights of the land and turn it into a state park.
The good news is that this proposed settlement could bring significant resources to the table to really do some good for generations of Texans to come.
There are still some unknowns on how these new restoration projects will impact our ecosystem along the Texas coast.
From the spill, so both the government and the private industry, I hope, have put in place some better controls and ways to prevent this kind of thing from happening in the future.